Hey everyone, I'm Thelma Torogene of the MMM Nigeria Guidance School, and with me in today's meeting are members of Cycle 2 of the 12th of May 2017 batch, Group 17 of the MMM Nigeria Guidance School. Business game. The business game is comprises of 7 tasks. Business game is of 7 tasks, and these tasks give us any MMM community if things are not way. Speak on behalf of this cycle to let us know how well they were able to tackle the task and how they came about their solution. So, Victor, the floor is open to you. You can go on with your presentation.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Victor. I'm representing MMM Nigeria School Batch May 17, Group 17 Circle 2, and our business game presentation.
So let's just exercise a little patience here. We need to hear Victor.
Okay. So the topic for us is development of firemen global in Thailand. We are about 9 in this session. Some of us left us doing the program, like Sherman, Joko, and some other people. So we have 7 tasks to respond to. So the first task talks about moving to Thailand and how are we going to settle down. We are given $50,000. So our response was that we gathered some information about Thailand. There is a country in the center of Indonesia Peninsula in Southeast Asia. The population of about 67 million for the 2015 estimate. We gathered that Thailand has 76 provinces and their exchange as at our last and doing our presentation was 35 baht to $1. The other particular at Bangkok. And first we gathered our aim and objective. So our aim is to introduce MMM to residents of Thailand, the ideology of MMM and how it was including the risk actively participating in MMM communities. So our introduction, we have to build MMM in Thailand. For example, the website MMM Thailand, www.thailandmmm.net. Secondly, we have to create social media platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, BBM channels, and community pages. Flyers, pamphlets, put up radio and television adverts, jingles to motivate them in Thailand. We also plan to get banners
Oh my, Victor has been disconnected. Let's just exercise a little patience to see if he can reconnect. Thank you. Okay, you're welcome back. You have to start from the beginning and please be conscious of the time. Thank you. Victor, I hope you can hear me. Okay. Um, Victor, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I had a problem with
Okay.
my system.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, you can go on. You have to start from the beginning, please.
Okay, I thought I was online. I don't know that I'm already offline.
Okay.
Yes, good evening, everyone. My name is Victor, presenting MMM Guidance School by May 12, 02. So we are here to present NMM in Thailand. We are presenting our business game presentation. So the title we follow is Development of NMM Global in Thailand, and we are about 8 to 9 active members in this group. We have 7 tags before us. So the response to the first task is that we gathered some information, some background about Thailand as a country. And we get that Thailand is a country at the center of the Indonesia Peninsula in the southeast. That Thailand has over 67 million people, according to the 2015 estimate. We get that Thailand has 76 provinces. Their currency is baht, and about 35 baht equals $1. In Thailand, it's 93.5% as gathered. We aim that our aim is to introduce MM to residents of Thailand. We are to educate them on the ideologies of MMM, how it was, the golden rules, the risks involved in MMM, and the benefits of actively participating in MMM community. So for the start, we have to build an MMM website, something like www.thailand-mmm.net. Secondly, we have to create social media platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, BBM channels. We have to produce flyers, pamphlets. We have to put up radio and television advert jingles. We have to do banners and print t-shirts that carries MMM logo. Who are our target audience? We are targeting financial institutions such as bankers, civil servants, pensioners, laborers, entrepreneurs, businessmen. We may even students that are above 18 years. And we are aiming to target 3,000 people to join NM Thailand per week. And we are targeting the cost of about $50 per participant, which is equivalent about $150,000 for a week. And aside this, we have to do our analysis of Thailand. We have to share their strength, weakness, opportunity, and strength to know how to actively participate and how to actively convince them about LMM Thailand. So part of the trend we gathered about Thailand as a country is that people of Thailand, they are morally civilized, they have several geographical advantages, they trade on tourist-related goods and services, they are very good in agriculture, so they are good in exportation of cash crops and finished agricultural produce. And they also have labor. And part of the Thailand weakness is that more than 70% of Thai people lack foresight. They are falling behind in education. Their law enforcement is not that strong and not that continuous, and they are not yet ready for what change. The opportunities in Thailand, the economy of Thailand is an emerging economy which is heavily export dependent. They export so much cash like agricultural produce. Most of Thailand labor force is working on agriculture, as I said earlier. The entire is known and appreciated by others. More chance to export market overseas. Then the threat is that the political stability in front of cheaper goods, high production costs in Thailand makes it less competitive. The Thailand still lacks national direction implementation level. So our action plan for the first week is we part of the $50,000 that we are giving, we are able to plan part of the money to kick off on the first week. So we have plans for traveling and logistics to and fro from Nigeria to Thailand. We have to secure the social apartment, accommodation and house services. We have to employ hospitals, connect to Thai social groups and media networks, mobility movement within Thailand. We have to hire buses, cars, and we have to print the banners also that we attach to the buses for the evangelization. We have to pay for promotional material, the flyer, the posters, the banners, the t-shirts, the cards on air and online publicity. We have to sponsor charity functions, fund people to manage orphanages, to hold seminar and official launching of elements which we plan to happen on the fourth day of our arrival. We have to get stationary projectors for the graduate system for the evangelization and refreshment, also video and photography. And we have to hire some other staff like the interpreters and other comforting expenditure. And for our second task, our response is that silence in this task, we have to provide at least 30% growth beginning with the first contribution, which are calculated the number of participants with in the next 3 weeks. All and the adult staff, we plan to have a team of 20 members. Plan on action for the next 3 weeks after the first week birthday. So, we have our new member department in the next 3 weeks. That's a procedure. Relations. So we from the question and the task the average donation is $800, and we assume that we have 4,000 per participant. So that means an amount donated by the participant will be $1,350,000. The registration bonus for this is 4,000 per participant, $20 each per participant for the registration bonus. That is $90,000. Then 30% goes for this donation. So that is $405,000. So the total donation for the first set is that the 30% goes with the 20%, $20 each. So that is $1,350,000 and $1,350,000, $120 per each. We have a total of $1,845,000. The total amount to pay participants is $1,845,000. And the deposits we have and the first week is $1,350 and $1,350,000. So that means we need additional funds $405,000. To be able to pay old participants this $495,000, we need more new members. Totaling, so we divided that $495,000 by 300, which is the average donation, and we got 1,650. So that means we need 1,650 participants to donate $300 on average level to be able to cater for the first week. So what are the resources needed to register new members in Ethereum Global? So that we need the testimony of 4 participants. We have to train more people to become guiders. We have to organize additional seminars as well. Now, from our application, if the new rate for the first week is $4,500, so the contribution is still average of $300. So therefore, the minimum number of participants for the next 3 weeks will be $13,500. That is $4,500 per week times 3. 13,500 participants will amount at $4,050,000. So the contribution is expected over 3 weeks with the 13,005 new members. So this will be able to pay the participants who registered in the first week, and we still have SS on ground. So for the tax 3, that the month has passed, so the same plan, the same another month on base of results. So take into action the dynamics of growth, the number of new participants and contributions for the next 4 weeks. So our response is that total participants for the first week is 4,005, and for 3 weeks is 13,005 participants. So therefore, for a month, we have 13,005 plus 4,005, which is 13,000. So assuming half of the participants are registered in the first 4 weeks, we pass average of 2 participants each based on their testimonies. So therefore, half of 18,000 participants is 9,000 participants. So bringing average of 2 participants each will be 9,000 times 2, which is 10,000 participants. So we want to assume that those that are received will be bringing their siblings, their families, their friends, their colleagues into MMM Thailand. So for the next week, the initial growth rate will the new participant week plus the referral participants. So we are facing 36,000 participants to be registered at the end of 4 weeks. With the average contribution of $300, that is $10,800,000. So the amount the participant will deposit for the next year is $10,800,000. So for within these 4 weeks, we have to do about intensive training of new guiders too, who will help in spreading the ideology of MMM in Thailand, and seminars who will also be participated and organized. That's 4. That after 2 months, the number of participants deposited that they are participated, so need to organize within the next month. So a week after that, there was an activity for a local holiday which made the decision to fall by 25%. So our response that weekly target was 3,000 participants. So this is a registration dropped by 75%. So that means that our registration has dropped out with about 2,250 participants. So that means we have about 750 participants, nearly participants registered. So therefore, to make up with the setback, more education needs to be made after the celebration. We have to cater for 2,000 participants. So this means that we need to increase the number of participants that they remain for 750 or more. From our mathematics, that means we need about 3,750 participants per week. So how do we do that? Therefore, the monthly contribution will not be $12,000 times $300, which is about $3,600,000. So to achieve the above calculation I mentioned, so we the already trained managers that and they will help in giving awareness and orientation to participants of the situation, and we assure them of the honesty and readiness of the community. So the manager will communicate with LMM, with the participants of LMM Thailand in their dialect. We also advertise invitations to gather school, the festival trials, and also competition events to enter participants about LMM ideology. We use that our witness as our strength for them. So we make sure the media is aware of our activities so that they can help us broadcast it as well. So task 5, that the response of task 4 didn't work, and you did not have enough legislation and the profit to cover the cost. So our response is that we look for a strategic plan to resolve the issue. We think of the resources needed to resolve the issue. The number of participants that we make contribution enough to make the system balance. So we have to, it is already 23,000 participants, it did not work out. assuming 1,125 participants register weekly. So monthly, we were able to get 750 plus 1,000, it was 1,125 times as new members. So that means we are deficit. We are target 25,000 participants minus this 4,125. So that we have a deficit of 7,875 participants. So 4,125 new members will contribute to $37,500. So that means our deficit contribution is about $2,362. So we have to bear in mind that we are running low in budget. Each cadre manager and the system has to organize an emergency seminar to address the panic that is because there is already a panic in the system. So they should let them understand again that their contribution is only the thing that can save MMM Thailand. And we have to use social media to create more awareness. We have to alleviate the panic. We will upgrade the trained guiders and in type 4 weapons to bring the participants down into smallest possible units so that they can relate to them very well and address the panic. We have to cover more states and regions in the shortest time within Thailand. Part 6. So during the month delay in payment increased to 7 days, the fire activity almost reduced to 0. So our response is inevitable. Members have to be guided about what force mode is all about. We have to inform them and educate them on what force mode is all about. That is not the end of MMM Thailand. Guide them about why force mode has to be introduced and how it can be overcome. We have to increase MMM awareness in remote areas of the country. How do we go about it? In the first week, we hold meeting with all participants, guiding them on what force mode means and how it will affect participants. We also assured them nothing will happen to the marble for as long as possible. The system is balanced. Then in the second week, we continue media and social advice. We continue seminar in bold and new areas and raise the benchmark to 4,000 new members. We innovate our banners and make new handbills. On the third week, we motivate guiders to work more, make sure seminar is always in check, share letters of happiness on social media. And on the fourth week, we share video of happiness, of letters of happiness, MMM page video on YouTube and other social media. We continue the seminar to work with guiders on how to make the seminars more effective. And this plan will cost us more again. So out of our remaining 50,000 that we are giving, we have to spend 32 during this week to bring MMM Thailand back to stand. And at the last task, that 7, that our effort is insufficient to reverse the situation. There is that hours to take place. So what is the plan of action? That's 35 conditions for a month. So our objective in response to that 7, we introduce MMM. We inform people on MMM and the ideology and encouraging people to provide more help. They get up. And what we introduce online reputation management ORM. On second week, there will be rigorous awareness, non-stop seminars and presentations. On the third week, we introduce the concept of Bitcoin and also increase the market growth to compensate them. So, introduction of Bitcoin that will allow other countries also to participate in MMM Thailand. So, the get up will providing help. And with 4, we are sourcing help from other countries to the seminar videos and also promoting MMM Thailand to social groups and media. And the results we plan to get from part 7 results, first of all, we will consult with the leaders of MMM in other countries, especially those around us, and founder of the MMM itself, but the Mabodi. With this source, we'll be able to restore to the community. Next is total evaluation of our work so far and try to correct any mistakes that we have done so that to avoid the start from recurring again. We will educate them more on the concept of exchanging with Bitcoin. We embark of massive awareness on what the staff means and the situation at hand, thereby saying to those who lost their money that what really happened and they need to avoid that in the near future. We shall search for funds from other countries by registering participants globally, especially with the aid of Bitcoin. Not how MMM works. You need to participate with your spend money in the PH, and you be PH again to sustain the system and to bring more members to the system. We also increase the amount of growth from 30% to about 40% to motivate the restart, and so that people will be confident that MMM is really back. And after sometimes about a month or so, they go back to the original 30%. We will also ensure that leaders gather species the true ideology of MMM, and not to be carried away with the bonuses attached as a leader or guider. So the knowledge in this task that as one team, we are about 8 man, a main team. Some left doing while we are providing response to this task. So, we target at least 20 people daily. The high-speed internet broadband for communication, training, and advertising of MMM ideology. MMM ideology, how it works, the benefits, the rules, and how to navigate the MMM official website. So, with the following knowledge that we acquire from the gather to creation of a community fan page, Google Bitcoin wallet, the team was able to promote MMM Thailand and MMM Global. So we are able to create a rollout payment plan using the knowledge of SWOT analysis to implement it. We capitalize on the strengths and opportunities of MMM and try to avoid and be aware of its strengths and weakness. We also promoted several offline events and charities as well, making them the key into the ideology of MMM and also to register to be financially free. We also established the idea of peer-to-peer exchange and taught Nigerians living in Thailand to send money across using Bitcoin. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to this presentation. So together we can change the world. MMM Peace. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that presentation, Victor. Like I always take note. I always look out for it. Unfortunately, in so many of the presentations, students always miss out on this, and that is an appraisal after your task. And the appraisal is no other thing but your SWOT analysis. Because if a SWOT analysis is carried out, not really after task one you only have PH orders, you do not have a GH order yet. But if after task 2 you have your SWOT analysis carried out, help you fashion the community better, because you will see where your strength lies, you try to improve on that, you see your weaknesses, you try to reduce that to the barest minimum, you see how the opportunities are increased. Then you also see the threats and of tackling those affects the system. If you do that after your tax 2, you will find out that the challenge in tax 3 will not be the way it was. If you do that after tax 3, you find out that it will not be the same way in tax 4 and all through till it got to tax 7. But all the same, it was a good presentation. But please kindly take note of that. Knowledge gained so far in the school, if you become guiders, which is my desire as well, practice what you have learned in this school. It's not just a Pharaoh let my people go. It's not just to fulfill righteousness, but it's for you to be an active member in the community. So thank you very much. You can make your feedback videos now. New feedback videos, disregard the previous ones you've made. So congratulations to the BC, to Dennis, to Callistus, to Victor, and Samuel. Thanks so much. Congratulations. Good night.